cinnamon raisin sourdough bread. Your family will go crazy for this bread. And no hours of kneading. Just mix, rise, roll, and bake. Don't believe me? Watch this. By the way, I'm MJ, founder of loadedpotato.org and your refrigerator eliminator. I help you hack your kitchen with quick, easy, budget-friendly meals using only shelf-stable ingredients straight from your pantry. I'm making this bread to serve 10, but check out the recipes on loadedpotato.org and you can get the recipe to feed anywhere from 5 to 20 people, which is great if you have a big family or just want leftovers. And check out the auto grocery calculator if you want to have this meal on hand ready to go in the pantry, and it will calculate exactly the groceries you need to feed this and any other loaded potato meal for one meal for 5 people or 20 people every night for 10 years. Pick your meals and we do all the calculating, even add to your Walmart or Amazon Fresh cart right from our site. All free. Anyways, let's get started on this mouth-watering cinnamon raisin sourdough bread. This recipe takes about 24 hours total, only about 30 minutes of actual working time. Most of the time it's just sitting in the corner, rising or baking. Only 30 minutes of work. So we're gonna start with a large bowl and our kitchen scale. So we're gonna start by adding 115 grams of our sourdough starter, zero out our scale, and then we're gonna zero out our scale and add 340 grams of water and 20 grams of salt. Zero out our scale again, and now we're gonna stir our starter water and salt all together. Make sure the starter is all completely dissolved into the water. Should just be looking like a watery soup. Next, we're gonna add 570 grams of bread flour. Zero out our scale again. Now we're just gonna mix it all together with a butter knife. All right, once you got it as mixed as you can with a knife, and it's just kind of gloopy, now you're gonna dig in and start mixing it with your hands. If you have a KitchenAid mixer with a bread setting, you can use that too. I do not. So it's old school for me. Keep it simple. It's really not that hard. Things are expensive. All right, once you got your dough all mixed and it's turned into a nice dough ball, there's no wet spots, no dry spots. It should not be sticking to your hand. I mean, a little bit sticking, as you can see, little flakes. But for the most part, it's not like a gooey mess. It should just be a nice ball of dough. So once you got it all mixed together, all you're gonna do is just take your ball, plop it right back in your mixing bowl. And now we're gonna cover it. I like to use a shower cap, but you can use a towel if you like, and stick it in the corner anywhere from 18 to 24 hours and let it rise, let it double. And then once it doubles, we'll go from there. All right, it's been 22 hours since we set our dough aside and it has risen beautifully. You can see here and it smells so good. So now we're just gonna take our dough and we're just gonna punch it down, watch it deflate. And while our dough is still sitting in this bowl, we're gonna add 1 cup of raisins and mix it all in. All right, once you got your raisins all incorporated in, now we're gonna roll it on a floured surface. Now we're gonna roll it so that it fits into our loaf pan. So you want it to be about as wide as your loaf pan and then about maybe 24 inches long. So you have plenty of room to roll it. All right, once we got our dough all rolled out, we're going to make our cinnamon butter slurry. So we're gonna start with a half a cup of butter powder and mix that with a half a cup of water. Stir that all together, and this will make about a half a cup of butter. All right, once you get your butter all mixed together, now we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of cinnamon powder and a 1/4 cup of honey. Mix our butter slurry all together. Now we're gonna take our loaf pan and put about a tablespoon of rice in the bottom. This helps insulate it so the bottom doesn't burn. So once you get your rice in the bottom, we're gonna line it with some parchment paper. Okay, once you got your loaf pan all lined with your parchment paper, now we're gonna spread our butter slurry onto our rolled out loaf. Okay, once you got your cinnamon butter slurry spread out all on your loaf, we're going to roll it up. Just take one end and just start wrapping it around and tucking it. Once you get here, now we're gonna try and plop the bottom one right into the bottom of the pan. Keep it all tucked in nice, like so. It may get a little messy, but that's okay. Now that you got your loaf all rolled out and looking beautiful, now we're going to score it however you want to. And now we're gonna cover it. And now we're gonna let it rise for about 1 to 2 hours. All right, our loaf has been rising for about an hour and a half, and it's got a nice rise to it. Don't worry, it's gonna rise more once you put it in the oven. So now we're gonna set our oven for 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're gonna stick it in the oven cold. Don't let the oven preheat at all. Stick it immediately in the oven, right when the oven's preheating. And we are going to bake it for 60 minutes, completely covered. All right, our loaf has been baking for 60 minutes and it is beautiful. Look at that. Look at this beauty. Cinnamon raisin sourdough loaf. Now, we have to wait an hour before we cut it open. Now we can use our parchment paper to pull it out of our loaf pan. Please do not touch the loaf pan. It is 8 zillion degrees. And by removing it from the loaf pan, your bread will cool a little bit faster so you can eat it faster. All right, our cinnamon raisin sourdough loaf has been cooling for a full hour of torture. Now we can slice it open and see what we got. First to see, look at that beautiful swirl. Oh, it smells so good. Now all we gotta do is slice it and taste it, if I don't mind. I mean, come on, look at how beautiful that is. And so easy. Peel up a piece. Oh man, this is so delicious. It tastes like a cinnamon roll, but a little bit healthier. Not quite as sweet, but so delicious. You have got to try this. Now, let me know in the comments how much your family would love homemade cinnamon raisin sourdough bread. And be sure to follow me for more amazing recipes using only shelf-stable ingredients, and check out loadedpotato.org to see all of our recipes, meal plans, grocery list, and recommended products to save you time, money, and reduce your dependence on the refrigerator. Till next time. It's all falling out. All the raisins. They're just like falling. Oh crap, I just ripped it.